Okay, Shalom. I want to start giving all praises due to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah. Respect and honor to all you brothers out there pushing this word with sincerity and truth. This is another episode of Performing Arts. This is Brother Shema Basar. And I want to go into the topic about these churches. A lot of people think that the church that they're in, that it's the Lord is, he's sitting in the air and he's dwelling with them and they're blessed. But those who truly are researchers into this Bible, this Bible, we would know that big and broad doesn't mean that, and spacious doesn't mean that your church is blessed. Okay, so only the learned would know that, but the unlearned would not know that. They would be thinking that the Lord is sitting with them. That's why everything is they're doing is blessed, because their congregation is blessed. But don't you know that when you have many, it can mean that your churches could be under the influence of Satan. It don't have to mean that it's under the umbrella of the Most High. Okay, so we're going to touch on a couple of scriptures. I want to go into Matthew 7:13. Matthew 7:13. As soon as I get this ad, give me 1 second. Matthew 7:13. Where is it at? There it is. So Matthew 7, verse 13. And it says, Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and the broad is the way that lead to destruction. Did you hear that? Enter ye in a straight gate. For wide is the gate, and broad is the way that lead to destruction, and many there be which that go in thereat. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way. Well, narrow is the way, meaning that the Lord, when he comes for his elect, it's not going to be a lot of people. It's going to be a few. That's why it's called the elect. Okay? It doesn't mean a whole bunch of people. Okay, that means it's only going to be a few that's been called in, and it's going to be a broad way of people that's going to be in destruction. So many people is not going to get this ticket. Okay? So you need to think about that when you're thinking about pondering your mega church. Okay? And then it says, because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which lead into life. Yeah, the straight gate is a small but few. Okay? It's going to be able to keep the requirements and the Lord's statutes and commandments of the Most High and having faith in Yahweh Shai. It's going to be not that many people that's going to do that. Okay? And then it says, which lead into life, and few there be that find it. You see that? And few there be that find it. So you have many prophets, okay, in this world, but it's not going to be, they're not all doing the Most High's work. So a lot of them are woven sheep clothing. And then you have the ones that do know about the Most High, but they're filling their own bellies. So you have very few that's going to make it, that's going to be called the elect, that's going to be saved. It's not going to be a lot of people to get that ticket. It's only going to be a few people. So just because you're big and you have a lot of members, don't mean that the Lord is dealing with you or with that congregation. Okay? Then it says, 15, it says, beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are raving wolves. So that's what's happening with these mega churches. You know, you got a lot of members in there, you know, because you have to understand that when you look up the word Antichrist, it means more than many. It means more than just one person. It's not this big guy with a fork. He's the Antichrist. No, Antichrist means it could be members, many of members that don't believe or go against the Most High's law, statute, and commandments. Okay, so that's what that means. Okay, it doesn't mean one person or one particular man you're looking for. It's a whole team of group of people, of many people that goes against the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah and his prophets. All right. Now let's go to Mark 13:20. Mark 13:20. Now listen to this. We're gonna start at 19. And this is talking about this days, this time now. It says, "For in those days shall be affliction, such as was not from the beginning of the creation." You hear that? And that's the time that's throwing up right now. You see the prophecy, the thing what took place in Iran. You see what's now usually whatever happens in Iran, it does affect America. Okay? So that's why we have to look at the prophecies with what's going down over there in the east and connect it to over here because it tells you what's going to happen. And look at this says, it says, "For those days shall be affliction, such as was not from the beginning of creation." Do you understand what that's saying? Do you understand what that's what that the details into that? "For in those days shall be affliction, such as was not from the beginning of the creation, which the Most High created unto his time, neither shall there be. And except the Lord has shortened those days, no flesh should be saved, but for the elect's sake, whom he hath chosen, he hath shortened the days for his elect's sake." So when you read 19 and then read it 20, elect's sake, elect doesn't mean a lot of people, it means very few. And then it says, "For in those days, the 19 shall be affliction, such as was not from the beginning of the creation." That means a lot of turmoil, a lot of death, a lot of people, a lot of dead bodies. Okay? A lot of infirmities. More people get sick. More people, the suicide rate of people wanting to kill themselves is higher than is an all-time high. War. Okay? And except that the Lord have shortened those days, no flesh should be saved, but for the elect's sake, whom he hath chosen, he hath shortened the days. So it's going to be so bad just for his elect, he going to shorten the days to get this over with, to bring destruction for his elect's sake. If it wasn't for them, he wouldn't have shorted it like that, just so he could save them. Then it says in 21, "And then if any man shall say to you, Lo, here is Christ," I'm reading that for verbatim, "or lo, he is there, believe him not. For false Christ and false prophets shall rise." Yeah, that's why I tell you it's more than one. "And shall show signs and wonders to seduce, if it were possible, even the elect." But the elect is not going to be seduced. Okay? So now we're going to go to 2 Thessalonians 2 and 9. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 9. And it says, "Even him who's coming after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved." So, let's go on to verse 11. Heat-seeking missiles right here. "And for this cause, the Most High shall send them strong delusions." Yeah. So you're going to even have members even thinking that they're doing the right thing. Then the Lord is no joke. They're going to really think they're serving him and they're doing the right thing, and they're not going to be doing the right thing. And the Lord ain't with them. He sent them strong delusions. Let's look at what strong delusions mean. I know you know what that means, but I think that's a heavy hitter. Delusion. Where is that at? Strong delusion. Okay, it says, the King James, God shall send them strong delusions. The Most High sent them a working of error, plain, a wandering, a roaming about. And the New Testament is error, either of opinion or conduct. Um, what this? Let's look. It says delusions. I also will choose their delusions. Um, Hebrew to talalum, which occurs only here, Isaiah, where it is translated babies, that provides margin childlessness. It childlessness. Its meaning is somewhat ambiguous. The best translation seems to be wantonness, caprice. Their wanton is meaning somewhat ambiguous. The best translation seems to be wantonness, caprice, their wanton dealing that inflicted on them. Other translations suggested are insults, freaks of fortune, follies. Septuagint has empetegmia, mockings. Hmm. So there it is. Strong delusions. I say, in the Most High cause, verse 11, shall send them strong illusions that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness. So that's it. We're gonna leave it at that. But um, I just want to get you one more though. This is the closing one. I want to give you the second Ezra, because the topic is like, you think because your churches is big and you blessed, and it's the straight gate don't go like that. Serving the Lord don't go like that. Serving the Lord, if He bless you, if you're a real follower, and you're keeping the commandments, and you have faith, yeah, you can have a big congregation. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying this worldly congregation and these people that believe in the churches, it's not right. All right, it's not right at all. Let's see 7. 7 and 6. This is 2 Ezra 7 verse 6, and it says, "There is also another thing, a city that's built and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. Now that broad field is all types of temptation, all types of things that's going to damn you. Okay, so that's that word that we read, caprice, wantonness. Okay, um, it says, but put the case of the inch. Where we at? 6. There's another thing. A city is built and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place, 2-4, like as if there were fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water, and one of only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? And I said, it is so, Lord. Then said unto me, even so also Israel's proportion, because for their sakes I made the world. And when Adam transgressed my statutes, then I was decreed that now is done. Then were the entrances of this world made narrow, full of sorrow and travail, that there but few and evil, full of perils and very painful. For the entrances of the elder world were wide and sure, and brought immortal fruit. If then they that live labor not to enter this straight and vain thing, they can never receive those that are laid up for them. So that's the straight gate. So you're going to go through these, the elect is going to be tried, but they're going to stand to the end. Okay? It ain't going to be easy for them. They're going to go through some hard times. But embrace it. Stand strong, because our salvation is near. Okay, so just keep pushing the work, doing the best that you can. Okay, for the glory of who? Not man, for the glory of your Heavenly Father. Shalom.